What's up, metalheads? My name is Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you enjoy this video, hit that like button for me. Alright, today we're going to take a look at 5 front flipper knives. Different price categories, work our way up from the least expensive to the more premium and more expensive knives. And first one we're going to look at is the Miguron Vazo. These come with micarta scales, a titanium pocket clip, G10 backspacer. The blade steel is called DC53, which from my understanding is similar to D2, but for the price point, that's very fair for this knife. These run about $35. This is a smaller knife, thin, sleek, more like a gentleman's carry, but excellent action. And there's also one called the Miguron Akri, A-K-R-I, which is similar to this knife, just a little bigger. It actually has better action. I've had one of those on the channel in the past that someone sent in for me to check out. It's fantastic also. I no longer have one of those here, and but I would recommend it also. This one, though, is the Miguron Vazo. It's fantastic front flipper. Great entry-level front flipper knife there. Next up is one of my favorite knives. This is the Qvist Bladeworks PE2. This one has multiple deployment options, and it comes in 14C 28N. It is a liner lock, has the front flipper option, excellent action, reverse flicking, thumb flicking. It's just fun to fidget with. It's a sway back design, micarta scales. You can get it in titanium also, and then Urban EDC Supply does like some special editions like this one. It normally comes with this normal stamped folded clip. I have upgraded my clip with an aftermarket clip here, so it does not come with that clip. These run about 60 bucks, and if you want to get one of these, you want to follow Qvist Bladeworks on Instagram, or you can check out their website. They drop them from time to time. I don't know when the next drop is coming. There may be some available now. I do not know. I'll link their website and Instagram below. I do not know if they're in stock. These are on Instagram, or on Amazon, excuse me, the Migurons are. So the front flipping action is the best action on this knife. The reverse flick is good. I mean, it's great, honestly. But the front flipper is stupendous on this one. Absolutely love it. One of my favorite knives, actually, is the Variant PE2. Great knife for the money. Fantastic knife for the money. Next up, we're going up the price point a little bit, but there is a more budget-friendly version of this knife. This is the Kizer Feist XL. This one is the premium version with 20 CV and purple haze flat carbon, but you can get it with micarta and 154 cm for about $85 or $90. This one runs about $180, but with discounts you can get them for about $160, somewhere in that range. And and I think the regular one with the discount would be about $70 to $75. Fantastic knife. I know the more budget-friendly version is going to be just as good as this one. Kaiser's action is always fantastic. They just knocked it out of the park. They really do. And I love the Feist. The Feist, or this is the Feist XL. The Feist, you can get also many different variations, different price points depending on which one you get. It's a much smaller knife than the Feist XL. This is one of the knives that really got me started in this and kicked this all off for me. Big fan of this knife, which is why I bought that knife. But you can't go wrong with either one of the Feist knives. They're both fantastic. So this will really be 6 knives in this video, but it's actually just meant to be 5. So it depends on your hand size, if you prefer the XL or the regular. But you can't go wrong with either one. They're both fantastic knives, and great to learn to front flip on also. Next up, we're going to step up price a little bit. This is the Vero Engineering Axon, and this is another one there are many different finishes of. They are all M390 still. This one is a frame lock. There's lots of variations of the frame lock. There's also a liner lock version that I've had on the channel in the past that I think is actually better action than this frame lock is. But this frame lock is fantastic also. Can't go wrong with either one of them. These are costly though. These are going to push you up near that 300 range for the frame lock and a little less for the liner lock with micarta. But man, this one's one that's got a lot of deployment options also. The front flipper, you can reverse flick it. Not the best for thumb flicking, but you can do it. First flick is really good, but the front flipper is where it's at. I think that's what it's mainly intended to be. I love the Axon. Great knife. Love the blade shape. Feels really premium in hand. It's a larger knife, but with that Wharncliffe blade, man, it's just a mean looking knife. Fantastic action from Vero. All the Veros I've ever handled have had fantastic action. And Really, really nice knives, but they're costly, so you're going to spend some money for them. Next one and last one on this list, but certainly not least. Next to the Feist is the newest front flipper I've had in hand. This is the Grambeau Knives Assetto. Now this one is a, I believe these are OEM by Best Tech, and this is OEM by Best Tech also. This is a newer company that, to me, this knife was sent in to me on loan from Craig. I originally thought this was a Reat OEM knife because of how glassy smooth this action is. It's ridiculous. And you can reverse flick it also, even without a fuller, because of how good the action is. Man, this thing's nice, guys. These were a pre-order, and there's currently another pre-order happening, a second pre-order happening right now. They're about $275, I think. But my goodness, is this action superb. It's just so good. So good. It's glassy smooth. I mean, Best Tech generally has really good action. But yeah, I can generally tell a difference between a Best Tech knife and a Reat knife. And this one feels like a Reat. If you're familiar with Reat and that glassy feeling in the action, this one has that feeling. It just feels like so buttery smooth. It's hard to explain it unless you feel it. It's super good. Really good ergos too. All these knives have really good ergos. Every one of them do. The only one some people may feel differently about, I think, is this one. Some people with bigger hands, like I said, they may not like this one as much because of how the butt of the knife hits their palm. And this one, obviously, if you have larger hands, it may be too small for you. But this one's fantastic. I will have a review coming to this knife, but you can probably already tell from this video that it's going to get rave reviews. Rave reviews. Such a good knife. Love it. Lightweight too. Looks like it would be heavier than it is. It's got to be 3 ounces or less. I haven't weighed it. I'll have all that information in the review. Extremely lightweight. Titanium, everything, and micarta, and M390 blade. Fantastic. Good looking knife. Some of the nicest micarta I've ever felt. It may be the nicest micarta I've ever felt. I think it is. I'm going to go with it is the nicest micarta I've ever felt. It's so good. It's so nice. But, you know, like I said, pre-orders, I think $275, somewhere in that range. So not a cheap knife, but made extremely well. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. There are 5 fantastic front flippers. Front flippers are my favorite deployment method. I think they're the most fun to play with. It's just purely a fidget thing for me. You know, but with some of these, obviously, these 3... you have multiple deployment options. Even though this does not have a full or a hole, it's easily reverse flickable without it. These 2 are front flipper only, so all are great knives for the money. You know, very different price categories here. Every one of them are fantastic for the amount of money they cost, and you can't go wrong with any one of them. So depending on your price point, check one out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.